Hello everyone, Andrew Hutchings here, still not a licensed physician, still never giving medical advice, it's purely educational and informational. And one of my rare sitting down videos, and I don't know, something about this lighting I just think makes me look freaky or something. But yeah, like exhausted today, got sick recently and just very tired. I made a video standing up, was getting out of breath. But I just put some creatine and some protein powder in here, and as I was putting the creatine in, I was thinking about my shoulder, like, I'm gonna make a protein drink. Let's not forget the creatine because it's gonna help with healing my shoulder. And I thought, I've never mentioned that in a video. Well, maybe I have. I don't think I have. So let me drink some of this quickly. I don't know if I've heard any other people mention it, but in my opinion and in my experience, well, it's not just my opinion, it's my experience, creatine does help with healing. Why is that exactly? Well, I think it might be due, in part at least, to the fact that it draws more water into tissues, and tissues tend to do better when there's more water in them. As to why exactly they do better when there's more water in them, there are theories. I'm not going to get into that. The bottom line is I find that creatine does improve healing abilities. In fact, when I had tendonitis in my elbow, I've had a lot of different tendinitises in different parts of my elbow, but when I had it in one part of my elbow that I don't tend to have it in as often as other parts of my elbow, this must have been like 3 years ago. I was working a catering job at my university, cleaning lots of dishes and stuff and moving boxes, and I can't remember exactly if it was on this side of the elbow or if it was on this side of the elbow. All I know is that it was a little different than tendonitis that I have more often than that one. And it was very sharp, like a knife. It got to the strong acute phase. Generally, when I have tendonitis, it's more dull and more chronic. It's a longer term thing. Why I'm very prone to just general tendonitis, not the topic for this video. But this tendonitis was very short term, and I experimented. Actually, yeah, I had never used creatine before that, so my body was extra sensitive to it, but I started using creatine and decreased the activities which triggered the tendonitis. Activities where you use your arm, and yeah, just all sorts of activities that engaged, actually I feel it a little bit when I go like this, but yeah, like things where you engage your wrist. And I don't remember what I did in the gym. Oh, now I remember. I stopped doing dips because dips were hurting it. I don't remember the other stuff I did in the gym. But yeah, I made lifestyle changes while taking creatine. And you may say that it's just the lifestyle changes, but oh no, it was that. So I forget a lot of stuff. I save the important parts in my brain. It wasn't just the elbow tendonitis. But when I started using the creatine, my shoulder tendonitis also got, and it may sound like I just have tendonitis everywhere. Yeah, I kind of do, and that's why I wrote a book on Systematic Guide to Defeating Tendonitis, because yeah, I've had lots of tendonitis in my life, and now I have generally no tendonitis. It does start to come back at times, but I know what I need to do to get rid of it. So like I'm mostly living life free of tendinitis. Whereas 3 years ago I had it in my shoulders, had it in, like, as I said, this was a different tendinitis. Like I had other tendinitis already in my elbows, and then I had this new, different tendon. That's what you get from lots of upper body work as a young person without proper form or something. I don't know. Maybe it's not even anything I did. Maybe it's just my genetics. But I do think that lifting the weights I did at the age and body weight that I did wasn't helpful. Too bad I never competed when I was younger. In fact, I remember there was a sign in the gym on a pillar about a bench press competition, and I was like thinking, I don't know, like, I wonder if I would do all right. Like, I can bench press more than everyone I see at the gym, but like, I don't know, I just didn't have self-confidence. Like, I thought, in a competition, probably everyone's gonna do better than me. Turns out I probably would have won since I was 16 years old, 154 pounds, and can bench 255 for like 9 to 11 reps. And that's probably also part of the reason why I have tendinitis, because when I was young, by the way, I still bench pretty much the same as when I was 16. The difference is, and what's interesting is I always noticed this when I was younger, is that guys that were way bigger than me could only do as much weight as me, but it was so much easier on their body. Like, I knew it was hard on my body. Like, I just pushed the hell out of my body, whereas they were much more sturdy. And I don't know, sturdy's not even, like, they were sturdy, of course, but at least I can tell the difference between someone who's like maxing out their body and someone who's doing it very controlled and safe for their body. Yeah, it's great to be able to max out your body for one particular instance in an emergency or something, but it's not good all the time. But yeah, when I started taking the creatine, not exaggerating at all, and it's surprising for me to even think back on it, but my shoulder press over doubled. So 3 years ago, I could only 3.5 years ago, I could only shoulder press like 20 pounds. Because like 4.5 years ago, I don't remember exactly how long anymore, but not that long before that, I had finally recovered from a lot of injuries, shoulder injuries. I mean, I had other injuries, but it was the shoulder injuries. Mostly one shoulder's injuries, an arm, that kept me out of the gym. And I was back up to pressing like 90-pound dumbbells, but I could only shoulder. Maybe at this point it was only like 70-pound dumbbells. I don't remember exactly, 80 pounds. My progress went pretty quick once I was able to get back in the gym. And I tried for years and years, I just couldn't get back. But when I started taking the creatine, I was only able to shoulder press like 20 pounds, and before long I was pressing 40, then 50. I think within 6 months, I was able to press, now not very safely, 90 pounds. It's weird for me to think back on all this, because I don't press 90 pounds right now. And like, actually, I need to get back into shoulder pressing. But like, to think like I was pressing 90 pounds back then, right after my shoulders were not good, but I mean, that's a big improvement over 20 pounds. And no, it's not from Anadrol, it's not from Superdrol, it was from creatine. Now, the rest of my body didn't change, just my shoulders. The areas of my body that were, and before this, I would do like the 20 pounds, and my shoulders would really hurt afterwards. They would be inflamed. And there was other things I did, and I've included some of them in my book, and some more advanced things. I mean, you don't know what I'm thinking of, so you don't know what's more advanced than what, because I didn't tell you, but yeah, the creatine really helped a lot. And I feel like this video is dragging on and on, but the bottom line is, in my experience, creatine helps significantly with injuries. Whenever I have little injuries, I make sure that I'm taking like 10 grams of creatine a day. I don't notice much of a strength increase from creatine anymore, but the first time I took it, and this is probably also why I had such a great healing increase, my body must have been super sensitive to it, because I think my reps increased by like 35 to 40%. It was really amazing. Even just looking in the mirror, I looked different. I was like, oh, I look like I'm on steroids. I look much better now, but at the time I was thinking, I look so good. I love the creatine. And I only took 2 grams most days, sometimes 5 grams. And yeah, it helped my amount of reps a ton, helped my healing a lot. So yeah, take from that what you will. Check out my other videos. Check out my forearms. Check out my website. Check out my tendinitis book. If you have tendinitis, I recommend you go on Amazon right now. You type in a systematic guide to defeating tendinitis. You find the fastest shipping option, and you get it as soon as you can, because you don't want to keep going through life in pain. You don't get time back. Get rid of it as soon as you can, and after you read this book, you'll know how to keep it gone for the rest of your life. Like me. I had shoulder tendinitis, elbow tendinitis, other issues, but in terms of tendinitis, shoulders and elbows. But the book does teach you just how to manage injuries in general. But I wanted to focus the book on something, because I didn't want to just make I decided I don't want to make a general injury recovery book. I want to make a book on tendinitis. So I made a book on tendinitis. But yes, it's great for just injury management, but especially tendinitis. And I've got an Instagram, natural_true_fitness. Please like and subscribe.